What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. So look, Wicked for Good did what we expected Wicked for Good to do. Okay, dominated the box office all over the world. Wicked for Good, magical at $226 million global bow. Biggest start ever for a Broadway musical adaptation. Look, let me say this. I am very, very happy that Wicked for Good did what it did, all right, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm happy for the theaters, okay, because the theaters, they needed this. All right? Hollywood's been just running all kinds of slop through the theaters and nobody's been checking for it. This weekend, everybody went and saw Wicked for Good. A lot of people did anyway. And I'm hoping that all of those theaters made a ton of bread.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Okay, I hope everybody got overtime, all the ushers and all the popcorn people up behind and everybody cleaning up the theaters and the ticket window guy. I hope everybody made a ton of money. They had to give them overtime. All right, nah, man, we're going to need you to stay for an extra couple of hours because Wicked for Good is here and we're going to need to make sure that everybody's taken care of. I hope the theaters made a shit ton of money. I hope they sold all the popcorn, candy, all kinds of stuff just flying off at the shelves, okay? Because I want theaters to stay alive. That's number one. Number two, I'm actually glad for the fans of Wicked. I'm glad that they get their own movies and their own movies aren't fucked with, okay? They allowed Wicked for Good to be Wicked for Good.
He ain't lying.
And that's the one takeaway I think that Hollywood needs to understand. Allow the franchise to be what it is. All right. This is a musical. This is for women. This is for cat ladies. This is for little girls that want to grow up and be these two for whatever reason. And that's fine. Okay. I might think they're weird as fuck, but hey, if you like them, you like them. Okay. I'm not here to take that away from you. If you like Wicked, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh man, this woke movie made all kind of money. No. I'm glad that people are getting what they want. If they're going to the theaters and they love Wicked and they want to see it, good for you. I'm actually very happy for you. And I wish this was a lesson that Hollywood would take away. Okay. Let the females have their female movies, and they did. Isn't that crazy how Wicked is allowed to be Wicked, all right? Barbie is allowed to be Barbie. They don't try to turn it into something it's not. Meanwhile, they get over here with Star Wars and Star Trek and Marvel and DC, and they try to girl boss it and pussify it and turn it into some bullshit. And it's like, no, just let things be what they are, all right? There's plenty of room in the box office. There's plenty of room in movies for all kinds of different shit. So this is allowed to be a girly musical, all the bright colors, all the dance numbers and the songs, and it's allowed to be that. Nobody was trying to throw war scenes and, you know, all kind of shit to appeal to me, monster trucks and all kind of crap. They weren't trying to throw that into Wicked. They allowed Wicked to be Wicked, and it blows up at the box office.
Message.
Yeah, 150 million domestically. All right, records broken for Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, John Chu, Broadway musical feature, Take, and more. Yeah, so it cleaned up. And nothing else in the box office did shit. You know, because those movies that's out there right now, everything that came before Wicked, it was garbage. Yeah, Predator Badlands had a, I guess, above average normal opening, but it quickly crashed in its second weekend, and this weekend it's just non-existent. We're going to see that in just a minute. Absolute nothing burger.
Rejected.
And it's like, okay, but what if you had made Predator Badlands instead of for the Disney crowd? All right, you made it for the guys that like Predator in the first place. What would that have looked like? Oh man, guys might still be going to see it. It might have been some interesting counter programming for Wicked this weekend. But no, everything just Wicked just dominated. But again, I just wanted to say, hey, good for them. I'm glad for the box office. They finally get off the snide and they finally get some folks in the theaters. Everybody's making money. Folks were happy this weekend. All right. It's going to continue next week because next week is Zootopia and you're going to get a lot of moms and kids into the crowd and audience. And Zootopia is probably going to make a ton of money because people have been starving. All right. Absolutely starving for something to go to the theaters to see. Give me a reason to go to the theaters. And the women finally got a chance to go to the theaters to see something they wanted to watch. So good for them. Can you do it for the guys now? Can we have our shit back and stop fucking with it and just let it be Star Wars? Let it be Marvel? Let it be DC? Let it be Predator? Instead of trying to turn it into something it's not. Tired of that, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and read through this article. Universal's Wicked for Good is sticking to the 3-day domestic opening of 150 million and a global debut of 226 million. This is easily the best box office openings ever for Wicked 2 stars Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, director John Chu, and even producer Mark Platt. His previous global opening was 2019's Aladdin. There are significantly more box office records being broken with Wicked for Good, literally beating the first half of itself, that being last year's Wicked. The first Wicked debuted to 112 million stateside side, 164 million global. As we mentioned, it's the second biggest US Canada opening of the year behind Minecraft's movie, 162.7 million. And again, another movie that's just allowed to be what it is. Oh, chicken jockey and all the crap that I'm not here for. Hey, let's go ahead and put it in Minecraft, and guess what? It blew up. All right, nearly making $1 billion. Now, will Wicked get to $1 billion? That I don't know. All right, I don't know if Wicked for Good gets to $1 billion, but it's probably going to exceed its last year's total. All right, or get very, very close to doing so. You know, which is again a good thing. A good thing that these movies are allowed to exist. All right. I have no problem with Wicked for Good existing and being for the crowd that it's for. And then the people that want to love and go to watch musicals, they can go and watch it. Everybody's happy. All right. The only people that ain't happy right now are the guys that say, hey, man, where's the movies for guys who like movies? All right. That used to be like a show. I think it was like on USA or something like that. The USA channel or TBS or TNT back in the day. Movies for guys that like movies. Can we get some of those movies back in theaters? Oh, we gave you Fantastic Four. We gave you all that. Yeah, but you put girl bosses and shit in there, man. Give us our shit and let it be what it is. And quit trying to turn it into the MCU or Disney Star Wars or any of that crap. Man, I don't understand why Hollywood can't figure this out. But they seem to understand it for the ladies, right? You know, Wicked, Barbie, everything. Oh, yeah, that's for the girls. It's too funny, man. After weathering a recessionary period at the box office this fall, Wicked for Good is a reminder that if you want to stampede at movie theaters in the COVID post-strikes world, the package and buzz have to be perfect. And the movie just has to be the movie that it's supposed to be. All right. When it comes to the success of Wicked for Good, Wicked paved the yellow brick road, explains Universal, whatever, Jim Orr this morning. There was a tonal shift in the marketing campaign reflecting that Glinda and Elphaba aren't girls in school anymore. They're grown women. The key to blockbuster success stems from feeding the campaign constantly, which is exactly what Universal did with Wicked for Good. Next to say Jurassic World, the Wicked fanship is unique. The franchise is an identifying statement for many and a connection to something deeper. With Jurassic, people aren't going to the theaters dressing up as dinosaurs. Wicked fans also scoop up a ton of merch. Yeah, they're going to buy all the merch out, okay? That's what's good about it. They're going to really load up on all the merchandise, the dolls, the dresses, the toys, the sets, whatever, okay? And that's a good thing. I don't get the comparison to Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Jurassic Park is a franchise that's existed for over 30 years. Okay, so there's a little bit of franchise fatigue going on with that. So it's never going to really just jump in and blow the box office off.
Pause.
Just because it's, you know, dinosaurs, all right? Like, dinosaurs are still going to be a hot property, and people are still going to go and see them. But it's not going to do the same thing as a franchise that just existed last year and this year in terms of films, and then that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Now, they've been talking about doing some spinoffs or maybe another sequel somehow and trying to see if they can keep Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande in front of our faces.
What?
God, I hope not. But I mean, they're talking about it. And look, with the amount of money that it's making, you best believe there's been some conversation behind closed doors. Hey, can we still do another Wicked sequel?
It's Hollywood, baby.
All right. Can we get another one going? So yeah, look for that. That's definitely going to be something to talk about in the coming weeks. Hence, in terms of promotional partners, Wicked for Good had 400 of them who delivered more than 330 million in media and promotional value across the Comcast empire, global partnerships, licensing, and retail. Yeah, so they got a huge marketing promotion, okay? That promo partner campaign is the second highest for any motion picture studio behind Wicked's 350 million a year ago. So yeah, they got a lot of money pushing this movie. And so yeah, it's a good thing, all right, for them. And look, once again, I'm happy for the stars. I'm happy for the audiences that went out and got to see this thing in theaters. All right, $226 million. I hope everybody had a great time, took their family, took their friends, and I hope they're encouraged to go back to movies some more. Because again, I want movies to survive. I want movie theaters, I should say, to survive. And I want audiences to say, yeah, this is something that I want to do for fun. I want to take my family. I want to take my girlfriend. I want to take my wife, husband, whatever. I want to go to the movies and I want to watch movies, right? Because movie theaters, I just want them to live on. And it seems like Hollywood is doing everything in their power to kill movie theaters off, all right? But the question, I guess, is will this number hit Wicked from last year, okay, which made $758 million worldwide? It's going to be tough. All right. It's going to be really tough to hit that. There's a lot of competition in the marketplace. Prices are high. It's holidays. Everybody's probably trying to hold on to as much money as they can. You know, now they will try to push, I know, some double features out there. Hey, you could go see Wicked and Wicked for Good back to back, you know, so they'll probably do a few of those. All right, there's going to be that sing-along. All right, they're going to definitely have a sing-along popping off sometime probably in mid-December, just before Christmas, to try to entice some people to come back, sing the songs from Wicked and everything. So they're going to have that. They might have a double feature of, you know, the sing-along. You know, Wicked and Wicked for Good sing-alongs. They might do something like that to see if that'll get some more butts and seats. But yeah, this is a great number for Wicked for Good. But yeah, when you look at the rest of the box office, when you look at this overall gross of $184 million, all right, more than doubling up the previous weekend or the weekend before that, this should tell you everything you need to know. All right. It was dry days at the box office, man. All right. 184 million. We hadn't had $100 million weekend since Demon Slayer dropped back in September. Okay, that was the last time that we had a $100 million weekend. The box office should be able to do $100 million every single time, every weekend without breaking a sweat, if there's good movies there. But of course, we had to deal with, what was we dealing with? It was dealing with all kinds of crap. Tron, Ares, all right, The Black Phone, Chainsaw Man, which is an anime, should never have taken #1. All right, Predator, Badlands, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Now you get Wicked for Good, and look what it does. $184 million over the weekend. Absolutely kicked everybody else's ass. Look, $150 million just domestically, all right? And then Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Look what Predator, Badlands is doing, all right? Another 50% drop. This thing is not going to get profitable anytime soon. Predator, Badlands, $159 million. Again, this is a movie that had a $105 million budget. Disney, y'all got y'all ass kicked. Another flop. This is flop number 7 for Disney for the year. Disney used to be able to at least count on to make money, but I think people are hip to the game. They say, yo, I'm tired of Disney's trash. Okay. But yeah, Ariana Grande and Cynthia, you know, they're bidding farewell to their Wicked roles. I have a feeling there's going to be some conversations behind the scenes. Hey, how can we get these two back in a movie? But you know what? I say don't do it. If you want to do other odds, spinoffs or whatever, do that, you know, but I think let the fans of Wicked have these two films as a perfect little, you know, box set or whatever. And these two actresses, let them go and do other things. They don't need to replay these roles. God knows I don't want it. The cringe was out of this world, man. But yeah, you know what? Again, hats off to Wicked. Hats off to the fans of Wicked. Thank you for bringing bodies back to the box office. We've been waiting for people to show up in the box office in droves and help these theaters along. So we'll see what happens. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Did you happen to see Wicked? What did you think of it? You know, are you happy that Wicked is making money? I personally, I don't have any dog in that fight, but I'm glad to see that, A, the theaters won, and B, the fans of Wicked got what they wanted. Now can we, all right, the guys, the toxic fans, all right, can we get what we want? How about that, Hollywood? Can you start delivering for us like y'all delivered for the ladies? All right. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Go ahead. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.